Good morning and welcome to our crafting session this morning, our latest stamp set of the week and also our coffee and card design for this week. Good morning, my name's Jenny McCormac. It is Monday the 1st of December 2025. I nearly said 2024. Oh dear. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the market town of Brackley in Northamptonshire, and that's here in the UK. Good morning to you, Caroline. Thanks for joining us. And if you're joining us live, do say hi. If you're watching on replay, please put a hi in the comments. It's always nice to know who's been watching. We have a new stamp set of the week this week. It is called, as you can see here on display, there are 26 stamps in this set, and they consist of a whole series of small stamps that would fit on a display cabinet. And there is a coordinating die that cuts out the display cabinet, like so. There's also an element that can go across the top. I'm just using the basic display. So what I've done is I've cut this out of pecan pie cardstock, and I'm going to pop it onto a white card base. You could put it onto some patterned paper and then add in white inserts. But I'm just going to do it like this for coffee and card so that people can choose their backing colour. I'll cut out the cabinet in different colours. So we'll have some wood effect ones, maybe I'll have some blue, green, a few different colours. It's probably quite difficult for you to see, but this particular die has wood grain sort of built into it as it cuts. It embosses the wood grain. It's very tiny, so I'm not sure it's going to pick up on the screen. And there is an element that goes across the top. And amazingly, there is a set of dies that cut all of these elements out, plus a few extra bits and pieces. And this is great. I did the postage stamp card last week. I don't think I've got it to hand, but this would be great for a postage stamp card, postage stamps with the dies, perennial postage, because they're great for doing lots of little elements. So we've got 7 sentiments. Just for you, you're the best, treat yourself or treat your shelf. You deserve all the good stuff, a birthday for the books, hello, and you've been on my mind. And these will all fit in the assorted panels from the die. You've got bottles. We've got a globe here with the globe portion separate, so you could have this in a different colour. We've got plants, flowers, more different plants like a cheese plant and what have you. We've got a cat with the tail that hangs over. We've got a sweet little bird cage and birds, a little mirror, or that just could be a frame, and then we've got some little flags, a jug, some different bottles, so like a decanter type bottle, and then this one here that can be used with as a pot underneath here, for example. So really good fun. And the stamps are actually bigger than you see on the image sheet here. So let's get cracking. Now the good thing is when you cut this out, you get all of these pieces out from the middle. Let me put it on there actually, because you can't really see it otherwise. Which means I've cut out some white pieces, and you get the colour obviously that you cut out. Now these are great for stamping on. You can use them for sentiments, but also what you can do, especially if you cut them out of coloured paper, is, if I can find that right one, you can fit some of them back in if you wish, like so. So what you could do is put this on a piece of patterned paper and then just pop some of these back in. You could stamp them separately and put them on if you're worried about stamping into the gap, if you like. So you can have pattern paper that would look like the wallpaper behind, for example, of an open display cabinet. You could also cut some of these out with some small patterned paper and fit those back in. So I think there's so many variations of this. This is an online exclusive, which is why you wouldn't have seen it in a catalogue. So what I've done is I've got my card base here, standard size card base. I've got my standard layer here that measures 10 centimeters by 14.35. I've got my image here, my die cut, and then I've cut some pieces of card that I'm going to affix behind. This measures just under 9 centimeters by, I seem to remember, about 12. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to affix my wooden frame, my wooden display, to this piece and then stamp in the gaps here. And if I make a mistake or an error, then I can use one of these to fill it back up again. So let's do that. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue onto here. Our fine tip glue actually would be perfect for this, but I'm just going to use our white glue because you can see it a little bit better. So just putting glue on those larger pieces here. The whole thing will be attached to my coloured card, so we don't have to go mad with glue on this bit, which is quite handy. And then this is going to fit, hopefully if I cut it about right, on the back. So the glue on the back of my die cut onto the white sheet. Now you could obviously just put this straight onto your card, but what I wanted was a coloured backing behind. I bet you're exhausted, Caroline, having been up in the night sorting things out for Robert. Right, so now it's just great fun about choosing which elements you want to put in your little display cabinet. So I've got some sentiments. Now you could add in any small sentiments that you've got. Oh, sorry about that reflection. Take that out of the way. So for example here, happiest birthday, time to celebrate. You could add any of those in. What you want to do is just check them first, see which ones are going to fit best. In fact, that happiest birthday will fit in that little one there, so I might just add that one in. But any small sentiments. And we've also got just for you, you're the best. Hello. So I will add some of those in. Because I'm using Blackberry Bliss on the background, I'm going to use that for my sentiment. Not too bad, says Caroline, bless you. Okay, let's grab some blocks. So I've got happiest birthday. So I'm just putting that as central as I can, just make sure it's inked up relatively well. I think one of the things I need to do over the Christmas holidays is re-ink all of my ink pads. Okay, so we've got happiest birthday on there. Let me put that one back before I lose it. Okay, so I quite fancy the bird cage. Let's see where that's going to go. It will go in that one or that one. So I think I'm going to pop it in here on the bottom. I'm going to do that in a grey. I'm going to leave my Blackberry Bliss out. So I've got, what have we got? Basic grey, I think. Yes, basic grey. Could go a bit lighter, but this will be fine for our little bird cage. So lift it up so you can see it. Hopefully you can. And you could add the birds in, or you could leave the birds out. Let's just put these back as I go. Let's pop the birds in. I can see them on here. There they are. So I think I'm going to use something like Pretty Peacock. If I've got it to hand. No, of course not. Everything else. Okay. Got shaded spruce. That'll do. So, and I'm just going to pop them on one of these just so I can see how they go. Like so. So I'm just going to pop those in our bird cage. Let's try and do it in the middle, like so. And clean that one off. And let's see, let's add, we've got some books here. So my books are going to go in this one, I think. Now, if you wanted to turn this on its side, you could do, and just chop these edges off so that it becomes a cabinet going that way round. So don't feel you have to have it in that direction. And let's just pop some books in. This would be a great man's card, wouldn't it? Actually, they'll fit in here a bit better, maybe. Like so. Like that. Hoping you can see that. And we've got a globe. So I've got a stand and the earth. So I'm going to do my stand in Blackberry Bliss, just bringing that colour in. Is this going to fit here? Certainly fit there. Oh, it might fit on this one. Oh, it's going to be a bit close. Let's do it on here. So there's my globe stand. And then we've got our earth. I think I'm going to do that in I was thinking either blue or a green. Let's do it in Granny Apple Green. So I hope everybody has had a good weekend, and a warm welcome to anyone who has joined us since we started. It's a very dull, wet, slightly breezy morning this morning. Now I have no idea which way this globe is intended to go. There we go. Oh, it's a little bit off to the left, but it'll do. So if I wasn't happy with that, what I could do is re-stamp it on here and then fill it back in with the right size, obviously. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. Let's have some bottles, maybe. Oh, we've got a decanter as well. Let's find the decanter. Let's put that in there. And I'm just going to do it in Blackberry Bliss. Like so. I definitely want my little cat in there. So I'm going to have the cat in the shelf here. And the cat does actually have stripes. So you could do it in a peach colour and then in like pumpkin pie or something to make a ginger cat with stripes. What am I? I've got grey here. So let's try, just do maybe, maybe I'll just do espresso, just for speed, because I'm just looking at the colours I've got next to me, that's all. But pecan pie would also work. Okay, and I think I can stamp over this. If I put enough pressure on, it'll go over this piece here, she says. What I might do is have him coming to the left a little, and then I've got space for a vase or something on the right hand side. Now I'm applying extra pressure where it's going over the edge. Oops, there we go. Because we know what cats like to do when it's shelving or boxes. Okay, pop that one off. Let's see what we're going to have next to the cat. Maybe the jug is probably a bit too big. So just put in a little bottle. So to say, we've got the cat, we've got the birds, we've got a little mirror or picture frame. Let's do that in a lightish blue. I've got pool party there. So I think you can have great fun with this. If you wanted to speed up, because obviously this is a fair bit of stamping, I would definitely cut some patterned paper and pop that in some of the little windows. And I've used white, but you could use vanilla, you could use a light colour. You don't want it too dark because you're stamping on top. So really lots of options. It's a very sweet set. I think the set is, I want to say, £23, so it's a good value set. And then the dies, which I'll be showing later in the week, but also at Coffee and Card, include this. They cut out all of these elements from the stamp set, and there's a few extras as well. Right, let me see, what haven't we got? So I've got some little flags and the jug. Looking for the jug. There we go. That's the only problem with photopolymer. So I'm just wondering if my jug will go there and my little flags will go in there, which they will. I haven't got, oh, I could put another sentiment in, that's the other thing. But I'll do that and maybe put a sentiment in here. Or I could put, too many choices. Maybe I'm going to put a vase with flowers. Or this one here. And we've got a cheese plant type thing. We've got some tall, like it's a little bit too big for that one. Let's try the smaller one. Or the one in the middle. No, it's a little too big. Right, we're going for this one then. Right. I'm going to go pool party. I don't want to introduce too many colours. So just going to pop this in the bottom. And I like the fact that the stamps have all got some detail in them. So the bottles have got an area here where the light is on it. The books have got detail. The cat has got detail. And obviously you've got the decanter. So let's pop these this plant in. Let's pop it in there. There we go. And then let's put in maybe You're the Best. That one there. You're the Best. And add that in down here. I'm just going to balance, I want to balance those colours slightly, so I'm going to pick up the grey, I think. There we go. Right. Let's cover these ink pads so I don't knock them or drop my card into it, which is the most likely. There we are. So let's put that one away. Okay, so there we've got our little display cabinet. It's very cute. This is going to go onto my standard layer, and I think I might actually so I could put that on dimensionals, but you're going to put it flat, only because I've got glue to hand and my dimensionals are packed ready for coffee and card. So, but I think I would probably put this on with dimensionals to give it some height. Put a little bit on the base here. As I say, you could put it onto some pretty patterned paper, go through your stash of papers and look for some tiny little designs, because you want them in keeping with you know, with the size. They want great big flowers, and then that's going to go on there, and then sentiment on the inside, and you're good to go. You can make a whole stack of these with different elements inside for different people. Make a nice set for giving as well, because they'd be quite neutral. You could, if you've got any of our small stamps, like the, oh, it'll come to me in a minute. The one that's got the little penguin and things like that. Have I got it to hand? Choose Happy, that's the one. Which is not on my shelf. But Choose Happy is the one that's got the little penguin and things like that. That would be great for children's cards. You could pop that on there. So there we go. Nice and easy, a little bit of fun. I definitely think the die sets that off nicely. Morning, Kerry, or good evening to you, I should say. I hope you are well. And if you've got this set on display, it's called, so this is the stamp set, 26 stamps, and in the UK this is £23, and then you have the dies that go with it that cut out this lovely display cabinet, cuts out an ornate top, but it also cuts out all of the items, and it has some extras, extra leaves and flowers and things like that, plants. So I hope you like it. A little bit of fun. I look forward to using this at Coffee and Card. As I said, what I will do is hunt out some small papers. Let me have just look, see if I've got any just to hand. Show you what I mean. It's not like I haven't got lots of paper, is it, really? But let's just see. Oh yes, this is what I had in mind. So not that particular one, but that sort of thing. Let's see what else. Or you could use stripes as well. So the small elements of this is what I was thinking. So from this particular pack, I have got some in here. There we go. So something like that with the tiny little flowers, or this one. Or this one here. So what I'll do for coffee and card is I'll put the die, just this one here, and cut some of these little elements out, and then they can be fitted into the slots, if you like, and act as wallpaper behind. So I look forward to seeing what they make of this tomorrow at coffee and card. Ah, so Kerry hasn't got this one, so yeah, definitely recommend it. If you've got, what you can do if you haven't got the die for this, if you don't get the die, is you could just use these, cut some strips of card, quite narrow, and then line them up on there, and then sort of make your own bookshelves. You could have a narrow piece like this, and then a piece of white card. Let me just show you here. So if you had a piece of white card that you stamp your elements on, and then cut a narrow piece like that, and then stamp another lot, and then add a narrow piece. You could pop it through a wood embossing folder if you've got one. So you could get shelves in the same way, but I really do like it, I have to say, with this option. And as I say, it does cut out, for example, the cat. But that still works over here. It's nice to have the cat on the top as well if you had space. So there we go. Thank you so much. Oh, sorry, Caroline. I'm so sorry. But you're welcome to come Friday, or come with me next Monday to Toaster, if that would help. So thank you so much, everybody. It's time for my coffee, and I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. I released information about our class in a box, which I packed ready for coffee and card to show them. So that's open for bookings, and I look forward to catching up with you all really soon. I won't be back Thursday evening because I'm going out for a Christmas meal with one of our groups. So I may do Wednesday evening in place. So Wednesday morning for our kit on online, or maybe I'll just do a detailed one on Wednesday morning instead. I'll see how the week goes. Thank you so much, and do take care, look after yourselves and your loved ones, and I hope you can keep crafting. Bye for now.